What's up, everybody, and welcome to Narco Cop MMA. I'm your host, Mike, along with my co-host, Brandon. This is the Dana White's Contender Series, week number 1, season 10, I believe it is now. So one of my favorite times of the year, Brandon. We got fights on Tuesdays, my friend. 5 fights. How do you feel about this card? Week 1 of Dana White's Contender Series.
Yeah, there's a couple fights that I think are not so competitive, and I think we kind of know which ones those are. But the other fights are going to be really good. We got some close lines, some dogs that I like. I think this is going to be a fun week, and I'm excited, man. Last year was really good, and it was fun. And this is going to be an international flair for me because I'm going to be gone for 4 weeks of the Contender Series in Europe. So it's going to be a lot of fun, though. I'm excited for this season.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. We're happy that we're back doing the show again. I mean, last year we were on fire with our picks. Week after week, I think we had maybe one bad week of picks, but every week was pretty spot on. I feel like this year they're going to give us a lot more squash matches just because of people that they want to be in the UFC. So who they're giving them. And I think there's probably 2 spots on this card that they're doing this. But yeah, let's cut to the chase here. I'm gonna go over to my chat really quick. I always shout out my chat. Elijah Juan, let's effing go. Igloo Farts, let's get it. Die Hard MMA podcast. Good morning and thanks for the DWCS breakdowns, boys. That is my boy Clint. Appreciate you. Rude One, let's go. He says MMA Tart in the house. Chuckles, what's up, my man? Michael's here. The boys are back in town. Your boy Michael. That's the Lebanese boy. So I know who he's backing in this card. Cameron Junkin, it's the most wonderful time of the year. Play Fade Sports. What's up, my man? DO7, happy to be back. I mean, we have a bunch of people in here. Steve Harvey, any idea when the books release totals? I think they'll release them today. Bet Online for sure will release them today. The other books, I think tomorrow with the props. So Vinny Diaz, Bloom Dog, Lucky Lou, Bober, he's given us props already. Narco, what do you bet these fights? Which books? Almost every book has them, honestly. Smash the like he said. Sean, what's up, my man? Can't wait to watch live because I'm at work, but gonna catch up later. I appreciate you. Time to celebrate Tuesday fights again. And Switch Kick says, what's up, Narco? Dixon, Narco's avoiding me like a plague. Yeah, with your questions, they're a little bit weird with those questions.
No. He's right. My hair is fighting for its life. I need to tell this story because I've been talking about getting a perm for a while. So last week I went and I got a perm from a barber, not like some pussy, perm. And for a couple of days it looked ridiculous. Then it fell and it looked amazing. Like I was like fucking handsome. And now look, I got like a cowlick and it's splitting apart and I'm hiking and training. He's right. My hair is fighting for its life, and I need to go back and get it fixed. I'm dying.
All right. Hajave, what's up, my man? Thank you for joining. Go follow
We got some
him.
Celebrity guests in here watching.
Yeah, we got a lot of guests in here today. Let's start it off here, man. First fight of the night. It is in the middleweight division. It is the 8-3 Joe Kropschot versus the 10-0 Joe Kunneman. Kunneman minus 350. Kropschot plus 225. Brandon, kick us off here. First fight of the night.
Who's the guy in the picture on the left? That doesn't look like Kropschot.
I don't know. That's an old picture of Kropschot.
Yeah, this is a very interesting fight. So I'm actually excited to start with this one. This is probably the one I feel not most passionately about, but I think there's the biggest value here. I'm watching Kunneman. So let's start with Kunneman. I have not seen a worse run of opponents, I think, ever in my life. And it's generally a bad sign whenever, the guys you're fighting have been fighting on bare knuckle. As much as I love bare knuckle, that's always the kiss of death. And if you look, his last 4 guys, all bare knuckle guys, and not even just regular bare knuckle guys. They're the worst of the worst bare knuckle guys. Now, is he a big, strong grappler? Yes, but also when I'm watching his technique, there's nothing he's doing that's overly technical, right? He kind of runs at guys. He kind of gets a little bit around their butt, and then he just tips them over and uses raw strength. And the one fight that really, really concerned me, I don't have Tapology up. Maybe you can help me out with this. But
yeah,
it was this black guy who's wearing basketball shorts. They're fighting outside, one of the early fights.
Devin Paulson. Devin Paulson. That, believe it or not, I before you go on, that's a hilarious thing to say. Do you remember who that guy is? Devin Paulson?
I know the name somehow.
That's the guy that almost finished Tommy Gant. Remember that?
That's what it was. That's what it was. Okay.
That's who he is.
So
All right, go
I'm
ahead.
watching this fight. Let me set the scene for anybody who hasn't watched this film. This guy's wearing basketball shorts, doesn't throw any strikes, no punches outside of one spinning wheel kick that lands to the body, is taken down easily. And once he's on the ground, I mean, it doesn't take an expert to see this guy has no idea, absolutely no idea what he's doing. Kunneman gets to mount, and then what was so surprising is Paulson just wiggles and then just decides to stand up. And Kunneman's hips are so square and so tight, and everything he does is strong and rigid that he just got displaced, and Paulson stood right up. Now, did he get taken back down? Yes. But we're talking about the lowest level guy possible. And then we go back to the corner, and Kunneman looks like he's about to have cardiac arrest on the stool. Now, I say all that because I really believe in my heart this guy has the greatest manager on earth fighting the biggest cans. And now he's got a guy in Kropschot. Now, Kropschot does a couple things I don't like. His first round, he always looks very timid. He looks a little chinny. He looks like he can get cracked. And then he goes to his back quite a bit. But one thing that I really liked about, even when he's on his back, he's using his butterfly hooks to elevate people, and he's looking to still stand up. So he has a general sense of fight IQ, even if the way he gets there is a little bit different, right? We kind of see that with Mackenzie Dern, who's fighting this week. She'll run at girls, pull guard, and then use it to sweep and come up on top. So the IQ is there. The long punching is there. The low kicks are there. I think Kunneman hasn't fought anybody. I think the line is ridiculous. I think Kropschot just beat a guy who's really good, who's a lot sharper technical striker, who hits hard, who can wrestle. I think this guy's game. I think he's going to get on top of Kunneman. I think Kunneman's got 3 minutes to get this done, or it's all Kropschot.
Great breakdown, man. Listen, I don't have a great breakdown like that, but you mentioned something that's clear as day, right? Like Kunneman is fighting nobody, like absolutely nobody. And the issue I have with that is like, okay, you're going to fight whoever they put in front of you. And he's looked good against them, right? He's kind of just ran through them. Just literally, he goes in, throws two big overhands, and it's right into the wrestling. There's like,
wait, can I say this really quick before you continue? Because I was thinking about this a lot last night. I was thinking about my own self and my own career, right? If I want to fight again. And so I'm thinking about this because at the beginning, you're supposed to fight cans coming up. That's how it goes. You fight 3 or 4, and then you start fighting real competition. But when you're 10-0 and you are still fighting these guys who are bottom of the barrel, for me, what I think about is fighting a guy who sucks this bad isn't worth the weight cut. Like literally you're taking years off your life every single time you have a weight cut to fight a guy that doesn't progress your career, who's going to go down on the first punch with 0 resistance. Like this guy doesn't have any faith in himself if he continues to fight guys like this.
So let me give you some context on Kunneman. I don't know if you knew this, maybe you did, but he's a type 1 diabetic. Like it's really, really bad.
Now we got the deep stuff here.
So he's a type 1 diabetic, which weight cutting is not fucking easy when you're a type 1 diabetic. It's not good for you, honestly. When you look at more in this guy, like his whole social media thing is that he's a type 1 diabetic and he's going to be the first type 1 diabetic to be in the UFC. I don't even know if that's true, but potentially it is. He talks about it all the time. He's backed actually by like diabetic companies. Like they're sponsoring him. They're doing all this stuff, right? And he trains over there in Colorado now. Like I know a couple of people. I don't know. That I know I have a couple of friends out there in Colorado that actually train in some of these gyms. And the word on the street, that's all I'm going to say, is that
he's gasping for air.
No, it's not even that. It's that a lot of the stuff is not real, what you see on his IG. That's the issue I have. That's what I heard. Okay, that's what I heard.
Hey, if he's faking diabetes for this,
no. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about the training situation is not kind of real, right? Apparently, I heard a lot of stuff. His parents are pretty well off. They fund everything. That's why he's in Colorado training. And not back. I think they're back east. Somewhere they live. But also, they're handpicked opponents. They're opponents that, I don't know. There's a lot of rumblings. I can't say some things, honestly, but there's a lot of bad rumblings coming from that side. Does he look strong? Sure. He looks strong. He could probably wrestle. He probably has pretty good jiu-jitsu. Joe Kropschot is a black belt in BJJ, so he knows what he's doing on the mat. I will say that Kropschot on the feet scares me a bit. He's got that tall man defense. He does get clipped. His chin is a little bit dodgy, honestly. But like he's got some things going for him. I think that he's not like one of those guys that you're just gonna kill instantly, right? He's gonna keep trying to fight. His cardio looked bad early on in his career, to be honest. It looked very, very bad in some of those fights, but it seems like it's gotten a little bit better. I don't know.
He's comfortable now. You can tell. And one thing I'll say is round 1, he looks really bad, but look, like round 2 against the Russian guy, he started to settle in. It's like somehow his striking got better round 2. His chin was tucked. He's throwing punches. Like, I don't know how that works. It was weird.
Yeah. And to be fair, like he got dropped in that fight, right?
Three times
in the fight, against David. But that guy, David, is a good striker. I don't care. You can call him a fraud. You can call him whatever you want. He's a good striker. Guaranteed.
He's not a fraud. He just got tired. I mean, that's what
he got tired and he got finished. The other thing here is like, I like Kropschot. I think this is an important thing. The gym he's at now, Scrap Pack, which is with Melendez, all of those guys are mentally tough, bro. Like, look at all of their fighters. Like, yeah, some of them are not skilled, but they're all fucking mentally tough, bro. Like, just if you look at the practices he's built, it's all about being tough and fighting through exhaustion. And I think that's probably helped him.
All I think is in this fight, if Kunneman is nearly dead on the stool after fighting Devin Paulson, a guy with a pulse, you see how I did that pretty close? I think is going to give him a lot of troubles. I think his line is ridiculous.
I do think this line's too big. And yeah, some of the stuff I heard too, watching the tape, the guy, at least Kropschot has fought guys, warm bodies, bro. Guys that are going to push him. Guys,
good guys. He won an LFA title against a good guy. Like, what do you think that Russian would do to Kunneman?
I do think that the Edlin Benson fight was a little bit of a bad look, like, because I think that guy stinks, that Edlin Benson tall dude. But it took him a while. Like, he was getting cracked on the feet against that guy. But
it's very hard. The thing. Adlin's a different structure.
And Kunneman just can't strike. He just doesn't know how to strike. When you watch his IG, you're like, oh, damn, he's a good striker. But then when you watch his fights, it's ugly, bro. It's ugly. Yeah, it's very, very ugly. And it's for fucking 5-10 seconds. That's it.
Yeah, I was going to say, Mike, that's actually the biggest thing for me in this fight, because my biggest concern with Kropschot is not the grappling. Could he play guard for extended periods? Yeah, maybe, but round 2 is going to be different. My biggest thing is exactly what you said. It's Kropschot, tall man defense coming out like this, and Kunneman catching him. But the reason that I'm so confident in Kropschot is Kunneman doesn't have confidence in his hands. The dude, he's one of those uncomfortable strikers where he's down for a couple seconds, but then once it extends past that, he doesn't have anything complete. He can't stay there for 5 minutes. No way.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think the value is definitely, I don't have a play yet, but I do think the value is on Kropschot. You can't play Kunneman. He's like a round 1 type of guy, maybe even a couple of minutes,
I legitimately thought they flipped the odds on this one. I couldn't believe it when I'm opening up 250, 275. It's crazy.
Yeah. Let's see what happens. I saw the face-offs. Kropschot is way bigger than this dude. Oh my goodness!
I mean, this makes no sense to me. I think this should be a
height and reach advantage going to be here for Kropschot here. Maybe a lot of people in chat are saying live bet, which I think is probably smart. I do think Kropschot's going to get taken down early. Like, his takedown defense is not great.
Why wouldn't Kropschot go take him down? I mean, he's probably going to do that.
You think Kropschot's going to shoot early? Why?
Absolutely. He shot early against David. And you look at a guy like Kunneman, this guy's going to be horrible off his back. One of these aggro wrestlers that's short and compact. You think this guy has a guard game? Kropschot's going to shoot in on him, go to his back around the waist, lift him, dump him, and take his back. I think that's going to be as quick as.
Look at what Michael said. That fight against Paulson was his name.
That's so funny.
Kunneman is Malkoon with less cardio. No, don't say it. Malkoon at least has striking, bro. He has some.
Malkoon's a way better grappler. I'm watching Kunneman's jiu-jitsu. I think it's
I mean, listen. If you're gonna talk about jiu-jitsu, just ask Brandon. I'm not very good with that kind of stuff.
It's rudimentary, and Kropschot's like a little trickier guy. He's less fundamental, but he does a lot of good things with his elevation and his hooks, and even with the. I mean, I hate the rubber guard in MMA, but he makes it work for him.
Yeah. Moy says, unless his parents has paid Joe a big bag. I don't know what Kunneman will not be fighting someone who actually fights back. That's the thing. That's the important thing is like none of these guys are fighting back, bro. They're getting taken down and just like ragdolled. It's like we have zero. Can this guy even take a punch? Can he?
We have no idea. And I'm going to choose the guy that's got an idea.
Yeah, it's a complete guess. We don't know if he can even take a punch. So, anyways, let's move on. Fight number 2. It is in the featherweight division. It is the 10-2 Tom Pagliarulo versus the 10-3 Aninis Mulumba. Mulumba minus 130. Tom at minus 110. I will kick this one off. This is another one where I looked at face-offs, and there's a huge reach and size advantage here, right? Tom is a huge featherweight, 6 foot. He's got a long reach. And Aninis is pretty short and compact. Probably, I would think this guy could probably make bantamweight, honestly. He is built kind of like a fire hydrant, so I don't know. But this is one I went into tape a lot because I was thinking, just at the first glance, I'm like, oh, I'm going to bet Tom here at plus money. He was plus money for a little bit. But, man, there's some things that stick out like a sore thumb about Tom, man. Like, I can't ignore it. I know he's a tough guy. I get that, he's a lot longer. He's bigger. He's probably faced the better level of competition, let's say, by a little bit, if that. But, bro, this guy's naked kicks are just horrific, bro. Like, last fight in PFL against that Turnbull guy who fights in BKFC. We know that.
This is another guy I was going to mention. His last 4 guys, all BK.
So if you watch that fight, dude, Tom threw like 2 or 3 naked kicks and got clipped bad with shots there, And if you look at what he's done in these other fights, Don Shainis landed big shots on this guy as well. And Don Shainis cannot strike for shit. You look at the Oliver Murad fight, and I seen a lot of the highlights. There was a lot on IG I watched. Oliver Murad was taking him down pretty easily, landed strikes on him on the feet. The problem I have with Tom is that he really doesn't use his height as he should. I think he gets in the pocket way too close, way too much. I get that he has good knees. I get that he's long, but man, he should use his weapons from the outside a lot more. He does throw some decent kicks, some teeps, head kicks, stuff like that. But when I watch Runback Mulumba, honestly, I'm impressed, bro. Like, his striking is really good, man. It's really fast. It's really the power that's coming from this guy is absolutely insane. He's got huge power, man. Props to Rahiki for surviving. But I will tell you guys, probably more than 70% of the refs, 75%, stopped that fight, man. Like, Rahiki was dead at one point. And Mulumba, I know people are talking about his cardio. It's bad. It's just, but bro, he went for like a shit ton of finishing strikes. He dumped there and he got hurt in round 1. Like, it's understandable that he got tired in that fight. Like, he literally went for it in round 1 and didn't get the finish. But he hurt Rahiki again in round 2. The guy is just huge power, bro. Like, huge power. And the way Pagliarulo fights, tall man defense, chin in the air a lot. This is just the type of guy that's gonna get probably slept by Mulumba here, honestly. I don't even think, Tom talked about how he's wrestled since he was 7. He's a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. I really don't see any of that fucking on tape. Like, Murad, like I said, pretty much did what he wanted with this guy. And Murad is not really a good fighter, So for me, it's like, I think Anias is going to absolutely spark Tom. I don't care how tough you are. I don't care how tough you are. But when you leave your chin like that out there and, none of his wins honestly impress me. Maybe he catches Mulumba with a step-in knee, something like that when Mulumba's throwing hooks. But the speed advantage, the athleticism advantage, the power advantage, I think all are going on the Mulumba side. So I think Mulumba gets it done here, honestly. I think he's going to knock out Tom, to be honest. So I like his side. I haven't bet him, but Yeah, I think Tom has too many flaws on the feet defensively against a guy that absolutely cracks.
Yeah, I was kind of going back and forth until just now, and now you kind of reconfirm because last night I put in my Discord like, oh yeah, Tom's going to sleep on this fight. Like the things that I'm seeing, I just can't ignore. First of all, one, I'm just going to say, I know Sean Bitter's in the YouTube chat, and he was saying this guy's pretty good for the New England region, which I would agree. But that's like saying you're the tallest midget at the table, at the midget table. I just think that area is significantly weaker than a lot of the other promotions, and that's even including CFFC. I think that's a very good promotion as opposed to the ones these guys are fighting in. And now, as far as his actual striking, like it's very cardio kickboxing. It's like very like loose, and it's too close, and the distance isn't right. Like you said, he gets into the pocket and just starts swinging dicks with guys. And the issue is he's so wide swinging with it, he's getting caught down the middle. Like Shaynas landed some really nice combinations on him that seem to have hurt him. And he's lucky Shaynas is Shaynas. Now, the one thing I do want to give Tom, the danger here is Mulumba does get caught with a right hand down the middle, straight down the pipe. And the length is going to be a big issue for him. But I don't know if Pags is fast enough. I don't know if he's dynamic enough to actually catch Mulumba before he just gets flatlined. As far as grappling, I mean, Mulumba is like one of these African guys that can just stand up whenever he wants to. He's just so strong. Like, good luck controlling a guy like that. And the thing is Pags is going to have to engage each time he wants to touch him. He's going to get there. He's going to be close to Mulumba. And I think that's too much danger over 3 rounds. I like Mulumba a lot. I think he's going to put him to sleep early. And one other thing I wanted to talk about with Pags here, after the Don Shaynas fight, did you stick around to watch the interview?
I did not actually. Go ahead.
So I thought you were going to go in on this angle because it was a really long thing. And the announcer's like, hey, do you want to tell people something? And he kind of like, it was like a real moment. It was a tearjerker. Like I started getting emotional, the crowd, and he goes, I don't know how many people are watching, but just say. And then he went on this whole mental health thing and like how he's been struggling the last few years. And what really stood out to me was like this need to like let people know, like, I am that good. It's like almost like Rose back in the day when she's like, I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best. It's like he needs this. And so I feel like there is a certain amount of mental midget with Tom. I think when things are going to get rough for him, things are going to start trickling downhill. It's almost like he needs to see things going right before in his mind he's like, no, yeah, like I am the man, right? And I think Mulumba is going to give him way too much resistance. I like Mulumba here.
Yeah, I mean, man, that the one thing I will say is Tom did move to Colorado training with Sanhagen since January. He did move out there. He is getting better training out there at Tiger Beetle, I think it's called. That's his gym, Sanhagen's gym. And then
I actually don't think that's going to help him at all because I think Tom moves too much. There's very few guys that just sit down on punches and will learn how to actually box. And Sanhagen's style is just so fruity anyways. It works for him, but I think for Tom, it's going to set him back, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I honestly don't think it even matters, to be honest. Like, it's his defense that is very, very shaky. Like, and against the explosive, fast guy like Mulumba, the way Mulumba strikes, like he can go southpaw, orthodox, any which way, and just insane amount of power. Like, did you see his last fight at UAE Warriors? He fought a guy that's not the best. Listen, that guy Ferris is not the best, but he's tough. He's not easy to just knock out like that. He's got a lot of experience against good guys. And Mulumba absolutely, he just slept him, bro. The guy was like sleeping. And it's like,
I like this. Mulumba's good too. If you're watching his fights, he's actually getting better too. The way he pull counters, he's actually making real reads.
Man, his striking is real. It's really, really good. I think he owns that gym, the best gym over there in his country, like the top training center or whatever it's called. He actually owns that gym. He's the striking coach and everything. So, that's the only thing. Like, he doesn't have great sparring partners, stuff like that. But man, this guy is good. His striking is really, really good. And listen, the UFC is inviting him back. Rahiki is a really good prospect. And this guy was inches away from like finishing him, So anyways, let's move on here. Fight number 3. It is in the flyweight division. It is the 9-1 Miradol Saikia versus the 8-0 Bilal Hussein. Bilal Hussein minus 2,000. Saikia plus 700. Brandon, toughest fight of the night to break down. Go ahead.
Yeah, perfect. Because we did 2 long breakdowns, and I'm sitting in this Arizona room at the hotel, and I am slowly sweating to death. So
there you go.
we'll,
You wanted
we'll
to
have a
get, you
short one
wanted
on
to
this
get cardio in. There you go.
God, I've been sweating like a whore in church this whole trip. All right, let's break down this one. We got MRI. MRI. That's funny because he's Indian, so he's going to be a doctor anyway. So MRI duel Saikia. Man, this guy's actually not the worst guy I've ever seen. I mean, he's kind of a slick striker. He's kind of powerful. Like, he's nice. He's nasty. If he was fighting anyone besides Bilal Hasan, I might be making a case for him. Did you watch Bare Knuckle this last weekend?
Yeah, you know I did. Come on.
Did you watch the first fight of the night? That like old guy.
Yes. I mean,
I'm gonna say like I watched that knockout and it almost made me sad. It didn't make me like, wow, that was amazing. Like there's some knockouts that are just so brutal. You're like, that's not even cool. And when Saikia, when he fought that little Asian guy,
I know where you're going with this.
It didn't even feel cool to me. Like the knockout was awesome. But then he gets knocked out and he like looks back up at the camera and one eye's blinking and he just looks like he's about to cry.
He's crying. He literally is crying.
Man, he just can't take a punch like Bilal's going to touch him. And let's keep this one super short. I thought Bilal was mostly a kicker. I actually got offered to fight Bilal in CFFC a few years ago, right after he fought Jerry Leshy and all this stuff. We didn't really know a lot about him. I thought, hey, he's mostly a kicker. His style's not going to translate. But, man, this kid is so fucking good. His range management, the way he's always slipping out of strikes, his counters, he's going to knock this guy out. I think it's going to be early. He makes such good reads. And it seems like the second that Saikia takes a real shot, he starts to melt. So, I mean, don't overthink this one.
Yeah, this is one of those that just, you know, the UFC knows what they want. Instead of just, I guess, bringing Bilal into the UFC, they're like, here, we're basically bringing you in, because Saikia, the one warm body he fought, Galule in road to the UFC, honestly, like the first punch that landed, he was done. He was throwing, like you said, I don't think his strike. Yeah, he was throwing 1-2s, body kick. Like he's striking is okay. It's not like bad. The problem is like he can't take anything back. And
he's a big flyweight too. Like he's a big, thick flyweight. So again, if he was fighting anybody else, I might be Team India, you know.
Good luck. Good luck taking the shots from Bilal. Like Bilal's so nasty to the body, man. Like that one body shot, left hook to the body that he folded that guy like a lawn chair. I mean, oh my God. The guy wasn't expecting even to go down because everything was coming up. Head kicks, all type of spinning shit. And he's like, all right, here, take this one. Left hook right to the body, and the guy goes boom, right down.
That opponent, I've never seen someone volley between looking really good and just absolute can in one fight like he did. That was insane.
Bro, like, I mean, it was so nasty, that body shot. And this guy is just ridiculously athletic too, sprawling, like very good sprawls. Like he's just really good. And
so what round does he get it done?
He's gonna be a problem in the UFC, I can guarantee you, at flyweight. How does he get it done? Probably knock this guy out. I mean, he could do it however he wants.
I kind of think that he could beat Josh Van. If we're honestly looking at styles, he's such a sharp counterpuncher. I think he could smash
He's
Josh.
So fast, too. That's the other thing, is he's extremely fast. He showed good cardio in his one fight versus Jason Eastman, who's a tough guy, you know. I think the only thing you could say about his game when you watch that fight is the takedown defense, the wrestling maybe needs to get worked on a little bit when he gets to the UFC, but the guy is just the truth. So anyways, let's move on. We don't need to talk about that fight too much, but we're going to talk about this fight here. Next one, it is in the lightweight division. It is the 8-0 Alsaghir versus the 9-1 Fabricio Escarrega. This line's come down, minus 130 to plus 110 here on Alsaghir. I'm going to break this one down. I have a passionate take on this fight, actually. Abe is 3 years younger. Don't look at the height. That's bullshit. I said this prior to giving out my play, prior to even looking at these guys. When you go back and look at Fabricio's last fight on Budo Cento, they listed him as 6'1". His opponent was a Brazilian that was listed as 5'10", but when they were at face-offs, the Brazilian looked a little bit taller. Then you go back and look at his other fights, right? And Budo Cento's listing him at 5'8", 5'9". I'm like, hold on a second. Let me compare him to these other guys he's fighting. And he's like shorter than some of them. And I'm like, okay, there's no way this guy's 6'1". So he was fighting at welterweight. He dropped down to lightweight last fight. This guy should have never been fighting at welterweight. He's 5'8", 5'9" as well. He's not taller than Abe. They're literally the same size. And when I dig a little bit into his tape, and actually both guys' tape, right? These guys haven't fought anybody good. Let's be honest. Both guys have not fought anybody good. One guy,
but between the two of them, Escarrega is fighting guys that actually have a pulse, where Alsaghir is fighting like, come on.
I mean, sure. I mean, I guess some of these guys have a pulse. I don't know what kind of pulse.
At least they're swinging back, throwing punches.
Okay, fair enough. They're throwing punches back, but here's the thing. The one guy that he went to the decision with, the 6-4 dude, Carlos Camarga, second fight in his career. And it's a while ago. Listen, it's back. He was 23 years old. So he arguably lost that fight. He got hurt in that fight. He got taken down. He was gassed severely in round 3 in that fight. And to me, that's the only extended fight in his career. That one. That's the only one that went over the 7.5 minute mark. And he looked awful in round 3. He got hurt. He got taken down. He did not look good in round 3 at all in that fight. And, the other thing I mentioned to you before we got on the show is like, you know what? There's not a lot of tape to watch on this guy. He's fighting kind of bums. He's running through them. He's doing whatever he wants. Now, in the fight where he got injured and he lost, it was off of a takedown. The guy went taking him down.
Yeah,
he planted his arm. He posted his arm and it snapped, right? But go back and watch the Karate Combat fight, because that's not long ago. Okay, he won that fight a couple of years ago. And go look at how many times that fraud Russian guy or whatever the fuck he is, taking Fabricio down, throwing him down all over the fucking place, man. He probably got taken down 12 times in that fight. It was ridiculous. And to me, against a guy like Abe, that's a huge red flag for him, because Abe can wrestle. Abe can grapple. He's very, very strong, and he's got extremely good gas tank, man. Like, the guy's gas tank, he can keep going and going and going. He's only 25. He moved out to Vegas about 4 or 5 months ago. He trains out in Vegas now. He lives out in Vegas. His manager is Abdul Aziz, like Dominance MMA, signed him. I think this guy, honestly, outside of his striking, I don't love that he's throwing singular shots a lot, but he has a really, really good lead leg high kick. It's very, very fast. I think his kicking game is pretty good. His boxing needs work, in my opinion. He's throwing way too wide in hooks. And I think Fabricio's boxing is definitely better. He's coming forward. He's throwing combos. He drops leg kicks in those combos, which I like. I think Fabricio is better there. But I think the power advantage goes to Abe. I think the wrestling advantage goes to Abe. I think the cardio advantage goes to Abe. And I think he's the better grappler of the two by a mile. So I think there's a huge, huge grappling edge here from what I've seen from Fabricio on the mat. He's getting tossed around way too easy. And I think the physicality here is going to be a huge part of this fight. I think Abe is a lot more physical. I think Abe is actually going to drown this guy, honestly. I think he's going to finish him later. He's never felt a guy that's grappled him, honestly, in none of these fights. I haven't seen anybody grapple him outside of the fight that went the distance, and he looked awful. So that's the only thing I have here to go off. And I've seen Abe, yes, Abe in his fight against, what's the guy's name? Jerome Featherstone. He didn't look great. End of round 1, he actually got rocked along the fence. He didn't see a punch. It kind of rocked him, and then he shot into a takedown. But then he pretty much dominated the entire fight. I just think this is a guy that's younger, that's just getting better. He's got a huge grappling edge, in my opinion, here in this fight. And I think, honestly, I think the fraud here is probably Fabricio, to be honest. Like, I get it. He's Mexican. He looks pretty tough. But, man, a lot has to be desired with his grappling, man. It looks bad. It looks very, very bad. His takedown defense, to me, looks awful. So I like Abe here. I think there's a big, big grappling edge here. I don't understand why he's a dog here, honestly. I really don't get it.
I love Fabrizio in this spot. I think he's going to smash him, run through Abe. There's a few things with this one. So one, you said this right off the bat. His boxing, if you want to call it that, I'm talking about Abe, it's not good. And you know, my initial concern was like, okay, well, I hadn't taped Fabrizio yet. I'm like, all right, Abe's going to hit somebody over the top because he is throwing bombs. I mean, he's throwing very, very hard. But like you said, everything is one-off shots. They're big looping hooks. A lot of times he's not even looking at the target when he's throwing these. He's head down, just swinging. When I look at a guy like Fabrizio, you can tell he's got some serious time in a boxing gym because he's able to place shots, roll his head, and then come back up and throw again. He's really putting combinations together. He has spent a lot of time in a boxing gym. I think he's got big power. I think he's got an excellent jab. He's got a good chin. And the other thing that I really like, and I say this all the time, is he keeps things in front of him. I think as he's gotten better in his career and gotten longer, he keeps his hips away from guys, and he's able to defend a lot of takedowns or potential shots just by throwing jabs, throwing punches out there. I think he's good there. And I understand what you're saying with the grappling because I did watch those couple fights where he got messed up. But then there was a fight where he's going crazy on a guy, taking him down, throwing back takes. And there was some transitions in there that weren't regular transitions. These are kind of like high-level things, the way that he's swinging to the back. I think this guy is game and he likes to fight. And I think the piece that you're going to miss to this too, you have to remember that we're in the context of Contender series again. You know, if this were a normal fight, could Abe go wrestle for 3 rounds? Yeah, right. But there's also going to be that big incentive, right? We want to see some fireworks. We want to see some action. We don't want 15 minutes of holding him because even if you win, you're still going to lose the contract. I think that's going to force him to want to stay on the feet more. I just think, honestly, the way Fabrizio postures himself, he keeps his hips really far away. I think that's going to make entries really hard for Abe. And I think he is going to get volume to death. And Fabrizio, man, he cracks and has volume. I just don't think that Abe's going to be able to deal with that. Too much pressure in his face. I think Fabrizio is going to destroy him.
All right, here we go. That's the first one we completely disagree on.
Let's go.
I think one guy is destroying the other guy. Brandon thinks the other guy. So
hey, I'll say, wait, one last thing I want to say because I couldn't believe, I almost sent this to Santino last night. Abe's second to last fight, he fought Drew Fickett. And Drew Fickett is a legend. I don't know if you guys know this. This is like Santino's main training partner coming up. And he's got all kinds of fucking insane stories. Every night in the Tough House, all the guys would gather around and say, Santino, tell us a Drew Fickett story. And there's pissing off roofs, the tattoo on his back that says Hecho in Mexico. He's never been to Mexico, like so many crazy things. But I'm watching the fight, and even Drew Fickett laying on his back is almost able to get up from Abe. Abe is another one of these guys to me that is super rigid in his hips. He's okay and he can move well and he can wrestle decently. I just don't think that he's got what it takes to keep guys down for 15 full minutes. And then after that fight, Mike, another one of the interview, he was talking about his surgeries and being out for 10 months and being down in the dumps and how his team had to come rescue him. I think there's another part of the mental part in this fight where Mexicans, they don't even think. They don't even
I actually think you missed the one part about his interview because I listened to the interview. You missed it to the one part where the last 2 fights before his surgery, he fought with a torn MCL and torn ACL in both fights. That's fucking mental toughness, man. Like he fought with a torn knee in 2 different fights back to back. He said, I fought with a torn knee and I was okay with it. He goes, I went to the fight with a torn knee and fought. This
guy's Canadian?
No. Abe? No.
No, I mean, doesn't he live in Canada?
No. He's from Michigan. No. He moved from Lebanon to Michigan at 14. He's always been in Michigan, and then he moved to Vegas to train in Vegas.
You got some bias. You just need to say that right up front with the show. And maybe I got bias
power,
too.
Baby. Where's Michael? Is Michael in the?
Hey, we got Mexico. I'm Mexican. Let's go.
Where's Michael? All right. 417 live viewers. Appreciate you guys, man. We did an early show, and there's a lot of people in here. Appreciate everybody. I appreciate the chat.
Hey, let us know if the early shows are going to work for you guys too, because I'm going to be in Europe. So
let us know in the comments if the early show is good. It's probably we're going to keep it on Mondays, I think, Brandon, right? For the most part,
I'll be free for the full month. So you let me know what day.
Yeah, we
do it on Sundays.
Maybe we do some Sundays depending on what's out there, but it's going to be mostly Mondays. I think it's better early Monday if everybody's good with it. But please like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Link in the description for my Discord. All my plays. Brandon is in there. We crush BKFC every week. I mean, what do we do to
weeks, huh?
They might not make lines anymore for BKFC moving forward.
Hey, Mike, I've been there, done that. That's
yeah, I know. All right. Main event time. It is in the heavyweight division. It is the 6-2 Matt Adams versus the 6-0 Anthony Wint. Wint minus 900, Adams plus 500. I don't think this needs a big breakdown, but go ahead.
Okay, here's all I want to say about this one. Yeah, here's the breakdown. Matt Adams is a bare knuckle guy. Anthony Wint, high level wrestler, striker. I mean, this guy's fucking really good. I mean, he's really, really good. The only thing I'm going to say on this one is Matt Adams lost a bunch of weight, lost a ton of weight. I think that is probably the worst thing that he could have done, because he is going to be so easy for Wint to move around now. His punch resistance is going to go away. He can't hang on Anthony Wint. I think he played that about as dumb as possible. It was already a bad matchup for him because he's a very stationary target. His striking is horrible. His technical wrestling is pathetic. He really wins on guys gassing out and then just running at them to tackle them. Anthony Wint, like kind of a nice boxer. He's like an Ateba Gautier, but can actually like find the target really, really well. The guy can wrestle. He'll just tackle you. I mean, we just saw Matt Adams die to the big Russian. And I think Wint's going to be a lot more aggro. I think Wint round one is probably an easy one here.
Yeah. I mean, listen, Matt Adams, the first time he, faced another guy that can actually, because Matt Adams has a wrestling background, right? Like he was
an Ohio State champion, which is really impressive, but he doesn't look like it.
But he's a heavyweight, right? Like, so, and when he's fighting in these fights, like he's taking all these guys down for the most part and winning via wrestling, right? He's not really standing with many people. But the minute he faced that guy from Khabib's camp, that's also a wrestler, we saw him get ragdolled, literally ragdolled in that fight and finished. And you mentioned it, like, bro, he went from like 250, upper 250s, 260. He weighed in at 235 for this fight. So he lost a bunch of weight. Yeah. Is that a good idea against a guy that's an absolute, here's my thing. Like, I would understand if you're losing weight against a guy that's unathletic and you want to be the faster guy. And now you lost the weight to be faster and maybe shoot on the hips easier, something like that. But like, you're losing weight against a guy that you're not going to outbe.
You don't have the skills to.
You're not going to be stronger than this guy. Why not like use your weight? Like, for instance, the split decision for Anthony Wint in Fury.
The guy just hung on him.
Exactly. The guy was huge. That Omar El Salah is like 6'6" and like 200.
And he broke him down well. He just hung
and
on him.
And he still lost. Honestly, Anthony Wint, I shouldn't have been split. I thought Anthony Wint won the fight pretty easily, but he used his weight against the fence, like hanging on this guy, getting up when he was taken down, and just kind of tiring Anthony Wint. But also, the other thing with Anthony Wint is like he was young in his career. Like, he didn't have a lot of experience. That was kind of like the first guy that was semi-competent in the striking and kind of defending takedowns or whatever. And then after that, like, man, Anthony Wint's striking looks much better, bro. Like his explosion. Oh my God, those hooks. If he lands one on Matt Adams, he's absolutely gonna kill him. He's gonna kill him.
Theme of this card, Mike, we have to bring back an old saying: never bet a white.
And by the way, I don't know if you knew this. Anthony Wint played in the NFL. He played for the New York Jets for a little bit.
The guy's a freak.
He's a freak athlete. He's at Kill Cliff. He's got good training partners. I mean, Matt Adams is in big trouble here. Like even the other thing with Matt Adams is like, it's like not like his cardio is good. He can't like out cardio Wint. Like what's his path here? He's not going to be able to take down Wint.
This is predatory matchmaking. This is honestly makes me sad because this knockout is going to be horrific.
If you put Anthony Wint with Bilal Hasan together in a parlay, and it's probably like minus 600 or something crazy.
Free money, though.
Right? It's free money. I honestly think, I never say this. I don't like saying this in MMA, but outside of an injury, both of these guys are not losing. Like it's kind of free.
If you want to get crazy, just both by knockout or inside the distance.
Or inside the distance, honestly. That's not even crazy. Safe. Is that even crazy?
Inside it's not crazy. No. 2 squash matches.
2 ITD fights, probably going to give you like minus 200 or something. That's great.
Yeah, so put both of those ITD and then Escarrega for a max play.
No, do not do that. Don't listen to this guy. He's going to make you lose money. But yeah, that was it. All 5 fights. I appreciate everybody. 45 minutes. Excellent first show. We're going to be cooking. We're going to be cooking this season in Dana White's Contender Series.
Mike, I want to show the shirt too. I just got
Led
a Led Zeppelin shirt. I walked into the store. Stairway to Heaven was playing. We know it's going to be a good week when that.
Let's go. Yeah, we got UFC. Big UFC card at with Makhachev and Gary at UFC 330 in Philadelphia. I'm going to do a full card breakdown probably either tomorrow or Wednesday. And then the Lambeau Place podcast is, I don't know if it's going to be on Friday, actually, guys, because it is my anniversary. I have to take out my wife. She's going to kick my ass otherwise. So 17-year anniversary, Brandon. I'm getting old, but
happy anniversary. Well, you let me know if you need me to fill in for the pod or for your anniversary. I'll swap so you can be the
he might fill in for both. The guy is that good of a friend. But yeah, I appreciate everybody. I appreciate my co-host Brandon. Brandon, you got anything to say to the people? Parting words. Don't get I don't know, don't get kidnapped maybe by the ghost out there or something happens to you.
I survived last night. I was really expecting more paranormal activity.
Nothing?
You know, I think the spirits, they were going to haunt me and they saw how dark my spirit was and they said, that's a bad idea.
Oh my God. Look at this. Kropschot is plus 375 on 365.
That's insane. Not anymore.
Not anymore, guys. All right. Appreciate everybody. Thank you very, very much. 460 live viewers. Please like, subscribe, comment, do all those good things. We appreciate you. We're going to be back next week, same time, probably on Monday, right, Brandon? Are you leaving yet?
I leave in 3.5 weeks.
Okay, so next week, we're probably going to do the same time, Monday. I appreciate everybody. Peace. Let's cash those tickets for Dana White's Contender Series, week number 1.